Vasquez Rocks, Agua Dulce, part of the Pacific Crest Trail. We're gonna just have a little look at one aspect, which is the tunnel. The tunnel under the 14 freeway. It is very cool there. So we usually start our hikes early in the morning, and it is a gorgeous place to hike here in Agua Dulce, just north of Los Angeles, California. And you take the 14 to get here to Vasquez Rocks, which is in the little community of Agua Dulce. There's more horses here than people, and that's why we live here. But we also live here for the awesome hiking. This is an interesting place because it's where the rock sticks out of the earth at different angles, and it's just a very cool landscape. That's why a lot of filmmakers come here and use Agua Dulce and Vasquez Rocks in particular for various uses, from being a different planet, like Star Trek's famous fight scene with the Gorn versus Captain Kirk. You can Google that if you want to see it. It's pretty funny. This trail is one of those places where when you get a little elevation, you realize what an insanely gorgeous place it is. You see the crow up there. We got a little bit of autumn texture in the sky. There's a nice shot of the rocks. One thing I wanted to point out is that we're hiking through the rocks and rills of Vasquez Rocks, part of Pacific Crest Trail. And this place is one of the few places that I know, and I think it's well documented. This is one of the few places that's named after a bandit. His name was Tiburcio Vasquez. And he was able to elude authorities in the late 1800s, around 1873, 1874. And he was able to hide hundreds of head of cattle in these gullies all over Vasquez Rocks. And he also, there's some speculation that he hid a lot of his loot here. So, and a lot of it wasn't recovered. So if you're an explorer, if you want to find some loot, this might be the place to come. Besides being beautiful, there's also some treasures, or at least some legends of treasures from Tiburcio Vasquez. So onward we hike into his loot zone, hopefully. It's proof. We are on the Pacific Crest Trail. And over there, nice little rock structure. We're getting kind of close to the 14 freeway, as you can see right there. But she's insulated by all the texture in the mountains around here. You don't really hear too much of that, so that's kind of nice. And what's that one say? Show me.
Beaver tail cactus.
Beaver tail cactus.
Yeah, we have some of these at our home.
You guys went on a little nature hike in school, right? Hey, Zeker. Caleb's exploring one of the many nooks and crannies here. This place is kid paradise because there's caves everywhere, little cutouts in the rocks. This is kind of a hot area for the Mormon pioneers who helped discover California, and this tea has some properties in it. We're in a colder gully here, but check out these rocks. It's almost like Mount Rushmore without man's hand involved. It's just a gorgeous carved area in this river bottom that we're in, going towards the tunnel under the 14. So it's not the most challenging trail. You have to be in decent athletic shape. Getting close to the 14 freeway here, you can see big rigs passing through here in this little skinny slot trail to the tunnel, and that's where we're headed. Southern California hikes will sting you. I've done so many stories and seen so many stories of people that get stung by coming up here with no water, no food, and they're wearing flip-flops and shorts and a tank top, and then they have to spend the night or two up here. And that just costs all kinds of money through our resources. And so you want to come up here, plan your hikes, and come up here prepared with some food, some water, some proper clothes, and some backup plans in case you get stuck somewhere on some cliff because you're up trying to enjoy some view. It's not worth it. So don't be on the news. You don't want to be the top story, and it's often one of the more embarrassing things I see people get themselves into is stuck up in the mountains of Southern California. Here lies one of the survivors, the old Pacific Crest Trail. It's very cool. It's at the opening of it's basically at the northern opening of the bridge under the 14. Check it out though. It's survived a long time, all the fires and crazy. So that's the direction to Vasquez Rocks. And I'm gonna do a 180-degree turn. Wait, no, this is more like a 210-degree turn. And there is the tunnel. We have found it, the moment we've all been waiting for. We're gonna go underneath this thing. You used to be able to drive a Jeep through this, and it is big enough. You can still ride a horse that way and pack your family down this thing and go underneath the 14 freeway, which we just think is an engineering marvel. So here we go. down the gully and up into the tunnel under the 14 freeway. Very cool. Let's go all the way. It's cold in here. All right, we got our lights deployed. We're ready to go through the tunnel. Whoop, whoop. Check out this little signaling device I have with me. I've got the Black Scout Survival Solace patch. This thing is highly reflective. I hope you can see. This thing is going to help you any situation where you're in the dark and people are looking for you. If your buddies are trying to locate where you are, if the motorists are driving by you, they can see you because their headlights will light this thing up like it'll be on fire. And also if rescue workers are trying to locate you, if you get stuck out there on the ledge after dark and the rescuers are trying to find you, this thing is waterproof. It's on hook and loop, and this will help you in all kinds of situations. A very valuable tool on Black Scout Survival. He's got a website, he's got an awesome YouTube channel, and I learn a lot of tips and tricks from Jack over there at Black Scout Survival, so go check him out. We're dominating the darkness of this tunnel under the 14 freeway thanks to the old headlamp from Coast, the FL75. If you want to see this thing reviewed, check out Extreme Cam Reviews. You think about the engineering and all the concrete it took to make this tunnel underneath the 14 freeway. It's pretty darn cool, right, Caleb?
Yeah.
It's like a cave. I mean, I can only imagine. And how did they get the trucks down here? I'd like to research when this tunnel was built, because I'm sure it wasn't an easy feat. This is one of those men being awesome, pouring tons of concrete and getting it concrete into a really remote place. They probably had to be pretty creative, and whoever built this, their family should be proud of the people in charge of the engineering and building of this tunnel. Thank you for building the infrastructure of America. We're getting close to the opening. Now this is the southern opening of the tunnel. Not too much graffiti in here, and the graffiti that was put up, the park maintenance fixed it up, painted over it for the most part. And here we are, opening southern side. And look at this big giant iron girder filter to keep big giant timbers and other debris, as much as possible, from entering the tunnel and clogging it up. So that's exactly how what it's done, is it stopped all this debris from water flows from our crazy flash floods from packing that poor little tunnel. So there it is. You can kind of hear the 14 freeway up there, and there's the southern end of the tunnel, Pacific Crest Trail. Here you go, Zeker. You got to water up the dog too. It's important. He's been working hard too, staying up with us on this Pacific Crest Trail.
Yep.
Good boy, Zeke. You get enough? Want some more? All right, I think he's happy. For all those of you who want to know, I'd like to introduce you to Zeke. He's our long-haired black German Shepherd. You can see the wolf spirit in this guy. He is awesome. Right, Zeker? You like hiking? Yes? Great place for geology geeks, because there's so many layers of rock and geology related history that happened here. All right, folks, it was really awesome going on that hike and exploring the Pacific Crest Trail tunnel under the 14 freeway, and a little dose of Vasquez Rocks. You feel the spirit of Tiburcio Vasquez here, all the way back from 1873 when he was El Bandito. Anyway, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video and the escape we took you on. We enjoyed the escape ourselves, and if you like these, please like and subscribe these videos and leave a comment down in the comment section below. We'll see you on the next one. My son doesn't even have to go to the gym. Look at that. Look at that bicep. That is crazy. Let me give it a squeeze. Whoa! What are you drinking?